Hey everybody, it's Boardman21 and today's build is going to be on the #1 ranked Spellblade, and our main skill will be using Shatter Strike. Now this build is going to be almost exactly identical to the build by Holy Coffee that was made several patches ago. The only difference will be, instead of running Humming Bee, we're going to put on Mordida's Reach, which is a two-handed pole arm unique that gives you 500% chance to inflict frostbite on melee hit. Now, most of you who have been watching my channel for a while or look at the ladder on the last few patches, you'll notice I don't usually push the ladder very hard, and I'm not usually near the top. Occasionally I have a top 10 character on there, but for the most part the arena is just super boring for me and I stay away from it. Needless to say, very recently I was called an idiot and told that I know nothing about the game because I had never been above 600 waves. And, you know, that will always light a spark inside of somebody, so we decided to make a new character and push it, and what do you know, very first attempt, we've already outperformed said person. But let's go ahead and get into this build. It's super simple, super straightforward. As long as you have the uniques, it's not super hard to gear for. You're basically just going for high dodge. The idols are kind of more necessary. You want 4 1x3s that have ward on melee hit, and with those you can just basically go forever in the arena. It all comes down to just paying attention, not making a mistake. For skills, we're going to be running Focus, Flame Ward, Shatter Strike, Enchant Weapon, and Teleport. For Focus, we're basically just using this to get as much mana back as quickly as possible to get some haste out of it when we run out of it in case we are on the run, and then also for ward retention and ward. So we have 4 points in Desperate Meditation, 4 points in Mana Flooded, 3 points in Energy Battery, 1 point in Energy Infusion. This will give you haste after you're done channeling, 3 points in Ever Ward, and 5 points in Mind's Shield. For Flame Ward, we're using this for as much ward as possible and for the longest duration as possible. We have 5 points in Stalwart Defense, 1 point in Concentrated Shielding, 3 points in Field of Flames, 1 point in Invigorate, 5 points in Dilation, 3 points in Energize, and 2 points in Recollection. For Shatter Strike, your main skill, this is where all your damage will be coming from. We have 4 points in Icy Flow, 2 points in Frostbitten, 4 points in Razor Ice, and 1 point in Chill Flame. We also have 4 points in Shiver, 2 points in Lingering Chill, 1 point in Breath of Cold, and 2 points in Whiteout. For Enchant Weapon, this gives a nice boost of damage whenever it procs. We're going to have 5 points in Shivering Blade, 5 points in Frostbrand, 1 point in Overloaded, 1 point in Frozen Sparks, 4 points in Concentration for maximum duration, and 4 points in Celerity for that increased melee attack speed. And then for Teleport, which you can use anything else. If you don't want to use Teleport, you can use Ice Ward. If you don't want to use Ice Ward, you could use Mana Strike if you wanted. I like Teleport just because you can get the decoys and you can teleport and focus really fast and then get back into the fight. So for this, we have 4 points in Plasma Protection, 1 point in Decoy Position, 1 point in Stable Duplicants, 1 point in Unexpected Copy, and 2 points in Uncontrolled Duplication. 5 points in Ether Barrier, 1 point in Out of Mind, and 5 points in Stable Bubble. For passives, we're going to be running in the Mage base class, 7 points in Scholar, 8 points in Arcanist, and 5 points in Mage Flurry. In Sorcerer, we are running 8 points in Mana Shell and 10 points in Wisdom for all of that int and some mana. And then in Spellblade, we have 70 points. We have 8 points in Arcane Warden, 8 points in Infused Weapon, 10 points in Infernal Imbuement, 10 points in Volcanic Blade, 8 points in Prismatic Blade, 15 points in Triple Strike, 1 point in Flame Tender, 5 points in Mind Slayer, and 5 points in Mind Flame. And then for items, so for idols, what you're wanting is 4 of these 1x3s that give, in our case, a chance to ignite on hit, and they give you ward on melee hit. I think, what can you get here? You can get up to 24% chance to ignite on hit, and you can get up to 7 ward on melee hit. You want to get 4 of those bad boys, but you can get other things if you want. But for us, those 4, and then that leaves open the bottom, which we have some ward retention with elemental protection, but this is just for the ward retention. And then we also have an increased mana and a ward gained while casting flame ward, so those 2 are pretty huge too. That's just the best thing that we could find that we had to throw in the bottom. Now for uniques, we have Mordita's Reach, which is going to be what's causing a lot of the damage. First off, this comes with a lot of melee physical damage and a lot of melee cold damage added onto it as an affix, so it's almost as good as any other two-hander out there. And then the huge thing is it gives you a 500% chance to inflict frostbite on melee hit, which all you're doing is melee hits, and that's just a lot of frostbite on every hit that you're doing, so that's just a huge amount of damage over time. The other unique that we are running is the Bone Clamor Barbuette, which gives you some dex, some int, and then some ward per second, which is just huge in that position. We are not running Enzanguius. You can if you want, but what we found was what we wanted on our chest was int for more ward retention. And then we also found that the percent chance to chill attackers, which you can get over 50%, and this is only a T4, yeah, T4 fix here. You can actually get to T5, which I think goes as high as like 90%, which is huge. And it means that you don't have, since you can't put chill on your weapon, you no longer need to chill the enemies. Basically, the moment that they hit you, or 1 in 57% chance, 1 in 2 hits from an enemy, they're going to be chilled, which means they'll automatically start attacking you slower. The other things that we have is, like for the rings, we just put intelligence, and then we have set dodge for all the jewelry, and we did throw in some critical strike avoidance instead of health, and then dodge rating obviously is the big one for us. And to get our 100% glancing blow, we have glancing blow on the gloves, the belt, the boots, and we put it on the amulet. Probably not the best choice. There's other things you could do on the amulet, but those were just the 4 spots we could, since the helm is in a unique slot. Anyways, those are all of the equipment stuff that we have, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and give you guys some gameplay, and hopefully with all this you'll be able to easily push this build far into it. I don't think it's quite as good as the Soul Feast Lich. Even the latter proves that the Soul Feast Lich at the moment is stronger, and I've played both classes and pushed both of them over 600, and this one feels more consistent with the ward a bit, but the Soul Feast will kill things faster, and it's range, which means you're out of the damage way more often, and the Soul Feast Lich should just tend to always go farther than the Spellblade is going to. And then as you can see, yeah, you can see that the Soul Feast Lich is probably always going to stay on top. I only managed to push mine to 646, even though the death was really stupid. And then this one we managed to push all the way to 737 to take that #1 spot with it. Anyways, here's some gameplay. Hope you guys enjoyed.